I woke up the same way I always did, with the soft weight of Emily's arm across my chest. She whispered, "You're up already," and I smiled, brushing her hair back. "Yeah. Early shift again," I said. "I'll make it up to you tonight." "You better," she laughed, kissing my cheek. I got dressed, grabbed my keys, and headed toward the door. Emily called after me, "Drive safe, okay?" "I always do," I replied. "Love you." "Love you too." The morning air felt calm, almost too calm. I remember thinking, maybe today will actually be normal. I drove to work, clocked in, and tried to settle into the day, but something felt off. I kept checking my phone for no reason. Around lunch, it buzzed with a message from Mrs. Clark, my elderly neighbor. "Are you home? I heard something strange at your place." My stomach tightened. I texted back, "No." "What did you hear?" A minute later she replied, "Voices. Loud ones. I thought you should know." I stared at the screen. "Voices?" I whispered. "No, that can't be right." I tried calling Emily, but she didn't pick up. Ryan, my coworker, walked by. "You okay, man? You look sick." "I don't know," I said. "Something's wrong at home." "Go check," he said. "Better safe than sorry." "I think I should." I clocked out early and drove back faster than I should have. The whole way, my mind kept racing. Maybe she's watching TV. Maybe Mrs. Clark misheard. Maybe everything's fine. But the second I pulled onto the driveway, I felt it, the wrongness. The house looked normal, but quiet. Too quiet. I stepped inside slowly, calling out, "Emily. You home?" No answer. I heard something then. A soft thump. A muffled laugh. A man's voice. My heart slammed against my ribs. "No," I whispered to myself. "No, no, no." I walked to the stairs, each step heavier than the last. I heard Emily's voice, breathy, soft, nothing like the way she talked to me. Then I heard the man again, low, cocky. My hands shook as I gripped the railing. "Emily!" I yelled, hoping, praying, for something innocent. The voices stopped. "Did you hear that?" the man said. Just stay quiet," Emily whispered. That broke something inside me. I pushed forward, reached the bedroom door, and heard Emily say, "He's at work. Relax." My blood ran cold. I turned the handle. The door opened. Emily screamed, "Oh my God, no, wait, this isn't." I saw everything. Her hair a mess. The sheets twisted. A man scrambling to cover himself. Their bodies still close, too close, like reality was mocking me. What is this?" I asked. My voice didn't sound like mine. It sounded dead. Emily crawled toward me on her knees. "Please, listen, I can explain." "You can explain." I laughed, but it came out broken. "Explain what, Emily?" "That you brought someone into our bed." She reached for me. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not what you think." "It's exactly what I think." I shouted. "I trusted you. I loved you." The man stood up, holding his shirt. I should go." "Don't you move," I snapped. He froze. "Who the hell are you?" Emily whispered, "Please don't do this." "Who is he?" She swallowed hard. "His name is." "I don't care," I said. "I don't care who he is. I just want him out." The man bolted past me. I didn't stop him. Emily grabbed my arm. "Please, look at me." I pulled away. "Don't touch me." Tears streamed down her face. It was a mistake. I swear. It just happened. Things don't just happen, Emily. I was lonely, she cried. You were always working. He was just someone who listened. So your answer was to destroy everything? She covered her mouth, sobbing. I stepped back, shaking. I can't breathe, I whispered. I need to get out of here. Don't leave, she begged. Please, don't walk away from me. But I was already backing toward the hallway. My voice cracked as I said, I don't even know who you are. She reached out again. I love you. I still love you. I stared at her, at the bedroom, the sheets, the betrayal, and something inside me went silent. No, I whispered. You don't. I turned and walked out, her sobs echoing behind me, the sound of a life shattering, mine. I didn't know how long I stood in the hallway before Emily's voice reached me again. Please, please look at me, she whispered. I kept staring at the wall. I can't. I swear it wasn't supposed to happen, she said. It was a mistake. Stop calling it that, I said. Mistakes don't last long enough for me to walk in on them. I wasn't thinking, she cried. I was confused. Confused? I laughed bitterly. About what? Your marriage? Your vows? Or whose hands you wanted on you? That's not fair, she said, pulling the blanket tighter around herself. You don't understand. Then help me, I said, turning to her. Tell me why. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me what made you choose him. She froze. I don't know. You don't know. My voice cracked. I gave you everything. I trusted you. And you don't even know why you threw it away. I felt alone, she said. You were always working. I was working for us. And I needed you, she said. You weren't here. So you replaced me. She covered her mouth. No. It wasn't like that. It looked exactly like that. A quiet shuffle came from behind her. The guy stood near the window, half-dressed, trying to blend into the background. When he tried to move, I pointed at him. You, I said. Don't say a word. He raised his hands. I'm just. I said don't speak. Emily glanced back at him. Just go, Derek. Please. Derek? I repeated. That's his name. She nodded weakly. I stared at him. You knew she was married? He swallowed. Yeah. And you still came into my home? He didn't answer. I stepped closer. Get out before I do something I regret. He slipped past me and practically ran down the stairs. The front door slammed a second later. Emily reached out. Please, just sit with me. Let me explain everything. There's nothing to explain, I said. I saw enough. You didn't see the whole story. What story? I asked. You in our bed with another man? That feels pretty complete. She crawled closer on her knees. I'm begging you. Please don't leave me like this. I stepped back. Don't touch me. She froze, her hand hanging in the air. I love you. I swear I do. I closed my eyes. Don't say that. It's true. If it was true, I said softly, you wouldn't have done this. She shook her head furiously. I was stupid. I was jealous. You're always so calm. You're always so perfect. Perfect. I repeated. You cheated because I was perfect. No, she said. Because I wasn't. Derek listened to me. He made me feel wanted. So I didn't. You did, she whispered. But you were tired, stressed, distant. I was doing everything I could to take care of us. I know, she cried. And I still messed up. I sat on the edge of the bed, burying my face in my hands. Emily, why wasn't I enough? You were enough, she said. I wasn't. I looked up at her. Then why am I the one hurting? She didn't answer. The silence between us felt heavier than anything I'd ever experienced. I could hear her sobbing, but it sounded far away, like something breaking in another room. I don't know who I am anymore, I whispered. I feel like my life just cracked open. I can fix it, she said. I'll cut him off. I'll do anything. You already did enough. She crawled closer again. Please don't leave. Please. I can't lose you. You lost me the second I opened that door. She let out a broken sob. Don't say that, please. I stood up. I can't breathe in here. Don't walk out, she begged. Talk to me. Yell at me. Anything. Just don't leave. I can't even look at you, Emily. I'll change, she said. I'll do therapy. I'll tell my sister. I'll tell everyone I messed up. Just, don't give up on us. Us? I shook my head. There's no us right now. She grabbed my ankle, crying into the carpet. I'm begging you. I pulled away. Let go. She lifted her head, mascara streaked, eyes swollen. I'm so sorry. I know, I said. But sorry doesn't erase what I saw. I headed toward the door. Please, she whispered, her voice barely holding together. Don't leave me alone. I turned back one last time. You weren't alone. You had him. She flinched as if I'd hit her. Then I walked out, down the hall, down the stairs, out the front door, leaving her on the floor, crying in the ruin she created. I sat on Ryan's couch, staring at the blank TV screen, wishing the world would just pause. He tossed me a beer. You've been quiet all morning. Want to talk? I don't know if I can, I muttered, staring at the floor. Everything feels empty. Ryan leaned back, studying me. I get it. But you can't sit here and let it eat you alive. Talk to me. I keep replaying it in my head, I said. The door. Emily, him. I can't make sense of it. You don't have to, Ryan said gently. You just have to get through it. I trusted her with everything, I admitted, my voice shaking. I carried us, Ryan. Always me, keeping things afloat. And then, this. Ryan nodded. You always put everyone else first. Maybe it's time to think about yourself for once. I don't even know what that means anymore, I whispered, wrapping my arms around myself. My phone buzzed. Emily. Again. Call after call. Message after message. Please, I can explain. I love you. I'm sorry. I stared at the screen, then silenced it. I couldn't face her. Not yet. Maybe not ever. I can't talk to her, I said aloud. I just can't. You're allowed, Ryan said. Don't let her guilt trip you. Right now, it's about you. Later that morning, I dragged myself into work. My desk felt alien, every keystroke meaningless. Colleagues glanced at me, whispers I didn't want to hear. I felt like I was floating in a fog of shock. Hey man, you okay? Whispered Ryan's coworker, passing by. I forced a nod. Yeah. Fine. But I wasn't fine. Emily's texts kept coming, please, just talk to me. Don't shut me out. I'll do anything. I stared at them and felt my stomach twist. Each ping felt like a knife. I deleted them all, one by one, refusing to give her the satisfaction. Ryan caught me at lunch. You've got to stop letting this destroy you from the inside. You can't live in her betrayal forever. I keep wondering if I missed something, I said. If I wasn't enough, if I wasn't there, maybe she needed me differently. You gave everything, he said firmly. You're not responsible for her choices. My phone buzzed again. This time it was Mia, Emily's sister. I froze, then answered, voice cold. Hello. It's Mia, she said softly. I know what's happened, and I just wanted to tell you. Emily's a mess. She's crying non-stop. She's asking about you. She's lost. I exhaled sharply. I don't want to hear it, Mia. I don't care what she's doing. I can't deal with her right now. I understand, she said quietly. I just thought you should know. I don't want you blindsided. Thanks, I said flatly, hanging up. My hand shook. She meant well, but her words only reminded me of everything I lost. Everything I trusted. Everything she destroyed. Ryan looked at me, concern etched on his face. You okay? I shook my head. I feel disconnected. Like the world's moving and I'm just standing here while it keeps turning without me. That's normal, he said. Shock, heartbreak, betrayal, it all does that to you. You need time. Don't fight it. I just don't know who I am anymore, I admitted, voice barely above a whisper. I thought I knew myself. I thought I knew her. And now, nothing feels real. Ryan placed a hand on my shoulder. You'll figure it out. But for now, breathe. Eat something. Take care of yourself. You're allowed to grieve. You're allowed to be angry. And you're allowed to take your life back. I nodded, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of every text, every call, every betrayal pressing down. Emily's messages would keep coming, Derek would keep existing in my memory, but for the first time in hours, I let myself just sit, silent, broken, but alive. For now, that had to be enough. I sat in my car outside the cafe, hands gripping the steering wheel, heart pounding like a drum I couldn't control. I didn't want to come here. I wanted to stay in the empty silence of my apartment, away from her voice, away from her eyes. But she begged, insisted. We need to talk, she'd said. And I agreed. Foolishly. I stepped out and walked inside. The smell of coffee and pastries hit me like nothing mattered anymore. She was already there, sitting in the corner, hands folded on the table, eyes red. She looked small, fragile, like a mistake even she regretted. I'm here, I said, sliding into the chair opposite her. My voice felt hollow. She looked up, relief flooding her face. Thank you for coming. Why did I even agree? I muttered under my breath. Why? She ignored me. I wanted to explain. Please. Let me explain. I crossed my arms. Go ahead. Make it quick. She inhaled sharply. I felt lonely. You were always working, always tired, always, busy. And Derek, he made me feel seen. Heard. Important. Important? I repeated, incredulous. I gave you everything. My time, my love, my life, everything. And that wasn't enough? I know, she whispered, tears brimming. I know. That's why it was a mistake. I didn't mean for it to happen. Mistake. I snapped. A mistake. You put your body with someone else, Emily. How is that a mistake? She flinched. I don't know. I was lonely. I wanted attention. And it went too far. I swear, it went too far. Too far. I leaned back, voice shaking. It went all the way. You chose him over us, over everything we built. I didn't choose him, she said, panic rising. It was just a moment, a stupid moment, and I regret it every second. You regret it? I said, tone flat. Do you know what it feels like to come home and find someone else in your bed? To realize the person you trusted completely just betrayed you? Her hands trembled as she reached for mine. I am so sorry. I'll do anything. I'll never see him again. I'll leave my job. I'll do everything. I pulled my hands back. No. That's not what this is about. She looked at me, desperate. Then what is it about? It's about you thinking my love wasn't enough. That my life, my dedication, my care, my everything, you thought it didn't matter. I didn't mean it that way, she said, voice breaking. I loved you. I still love you. And yet, I said quietly, you were terrified of losing the life I gave you, more than losing me. Her lips quivered. I was scared. I didn't think. I panicked. Panicked? I shook my head. You panicked and let someone else in our bed. That's not panic, Emily. That's cowardice. I know. I'm so sorry, she whispered. Please, please forgive me. I can't bear losing you. I can't bear the thought of life without you. I leaned back, staring at her. Her tears fell freely now, staining her cheeks. She was shaking. I felt nothing for a moment. Only calm. Only clarity. She wasn't afraid of losing me. She was afraid of losing everything I gave her, the house, the stability, the life she took for granted. I can't just forgive, I said softly. Not yet. You've broken trust. One don't know if I can rebuild. And I don't know if I want to. Her sobs grew louder. I'll do anything. I'll prove I'm worthy. I'll change, please. You need to understand something, I said slowly, voice firm but quiet. I'm not a reward for your convenience. I'm not here to fill your loneliness. I gave you my heart. I gave you my life. And you threw it away. She gasped, shaking. I know. I know I was wrong. Please, just, don't shut me out. I looked away, sipping my coffee, tasting only bitterness. I'm not shutting you out, I said. I'm just, finally seeing the truth. And the truth is, you're more afraid of losing your life than you are of losing me. She cried harder, silent, broken. I let her sit there, letting the cafe noise fill the space between us. I didn't yell, didn't curse. I just watched her, calm, distant, realizing, finally, that everything I thought I lost wasn't really about me at all. I signed the papers quietly at my lawyer's office, the pen feeling heavier than I expected. Filing for separation wasn't something I thought I'd ever do, but sitting across from Emily every day, listening to her excuses, pretending I could forget, it was over. It had to be. You don't mean this, Emily whispered, standing in the doorway of my apartment that evening, her voice trembling. You're not serious. Please, don't do this. I am serious, I said evenly, avoiding her eyes. It's the only way we move forward. She collapsed onto the couch, head in her hands. I can't believe I lost you. I can't believe I threw everything away for him, for Derek. Derek isn't your concern anymore, I said softly, though my chest ached at her tears. You made your choice. I didn't mean to, she cried, looking up at me. I was lonely. I was scared. You were selfish, I said calmly. You chose him over me. Over us. And now you're realizing what you lost. Emily's face twisted in anguish. I thought he cared. I thought he loved me. I shook my head. He didn't. He never cared. He was just there when you needed attention. That's all. Her sobs echoed through the apartment. Please, can't we just try to fix this? I'll do anything. Anything. I can't, I said. I won't go back. This isn't about punishment. It's about recognizing that I deserve better than what you gave me. The next day at work, my phone blew up, calls, messages, notifications from Emily. She begged me to meet her, begged me to listen, begged me to forgive. I silenced them all, letting them pile up, unanswered. She showed up once, standing in the lobby with red eyes and trembling lips. I nodded politely, then walked past, ignoring her pleas. She won't leave you alone, Lena whispered later, catching me at my desk. Are you, okay? I'm managing, I said tightly, though my hands shook. It's just hard. Lena nodded, her calm presence soothing in a way I didn't expect. I can't imagine what you're going through. But it's okay to let yourself feel it. You don't have to carry everything alone. I know, I said quietly, looking at her. There was something in her eyes, genuine concern, not pity. Not judgment. Just understanding. Days passed, and Emily's calls and texts slowed, replaced by the realization that Derek wasn't coming back for her. He avoided her now, staying out of sight. I could tell she was noticing, slowly, painfully, that she had sacrificed a real marriage for someone who never cared. One evening, Lena approached my desk with 2 coffees. You look like you need one, she said softly, sliding one across to me. Thanks, I murmured, taking it. It's been a rough week. You're surviving, she said, half smile. You're doing the right thing for yourself. I sipped the coffee, warmth spreading through my fingers. It's just strange. For so long, I thought my life revolved around keeping everyone else happy. And now, I'm starting to notice it can revolve around me. That's not selfish, Lena said. That's healthy. You deserve to rebuild. And you deserve friends who are actually here for you. I nodded, feeling a small spark of something I hadn't felt in weeks. Hope. Trust. Connection. Not love, yet, but something like it, simple and quiet. Emily's name crossed my mind, as it always did, but instead of pain, there was clarity. She had made her choices. Derek had never been worth her tears. And I, finally, for the first time in a long time, was free to focus on me. You'll be okay, Lena said, reading my thoughts. And if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. Thanks, I said, voice soft. Really? I leaned back in my chair, letting the office noises surround me. For the first time, I didn't feel like the world was spinning too fast. I didn't feel like a man left broken on the sidewalk. I felt steady. I felt alive. And in that steadiness, I realized something important. Letting the pieces fall didn't mean I was losing. It meant I was starting to put myself back together. One careful, deliberate step at a time. I was locking up my apartment when I saw her, Emily. Standing on the sidewalk, shoulders slumped, makeup streaked down her cheeks, mascara running in black rivers. She looked like someone who had lost everything at once. And, in a way, she had. Please, just listen to me, she pleaded, voice trembling. I can't live without you. I've realized. I've made a mistake. I need you back. I didn't move. Didn't say a word. The street lamp cast a harsh light on her tear-streaked face, and for the first time, I felt nothing. Emily, I said finally, calm, distant, look at me. Really look at me. She did, desperate, pleading. I'm sorry. I'll do anything. You'll do anything. I interrupted softly, voice steady. Do you even hear yourself? You lost your friends, your reputation, even your job. Derek isn't answering your calls. And you think I should just take you back? I didn't know. I didn't realize. I thought I could fix it, fix us. You can't fix it, I said. Not this. Not after what you did. Her hands shook, reaching toward me. I can change. I swear. Please, I'll do anything to make this right. I don't want anything from you, I said, turning slightly away. I want nothing. You made your choices. You've lived with them long enough to understand what they cost. Her shoulders sagged further, and she collapsed onto the curb, sobbing. Please, please, don't leave me alone. I didn't. I watched her, feeling a quiet clarity. This was karma. The life she had taken for granted, the love she had betrayed, it was crumbling around her. And for the first time in months, I felt the weight lift. Later, Mia called me. You won't believe how bad it's gotten, she said. Emily cries constantly. She barely eats. Everyone at work knows. Gossip spread like wildfire. Even Derek isn't picking up. She's broken. I know, I said softly. I saw her tonight. You didn't help her? Mia asked hesitantly. No, I said. I'm not responsible for fixing what she broke. She made her bed. I hung up, leaning against my office desk later that day. I could feel it, slowly, but surely, the shift in my life. I was sleeping better, focusing on work instead of nightmares, talking more with Lena. Small things, but they felt like victories. Hey, Lena said as she stopped by my desk, coffee in hand. You're looking rested. And not like a zombie for once. I'm managing, I admitted, feeling a small smile tug at my lips. It's strange to feel lighter. You deserve that, she said quietly. After everything, you deserve some peace. Her words hit me in a way Emily never could. Support without expectation, concern without manipulation. I realized I was starting to trust my own life again, starting to value myself, finally. The next morning, I arrived at work to a barrage of messages from Emily, each more desperate than the last. I silenced them all. The void she had left was no longer one I felt compelled to fill. Later, Mia texted again. She tried coming by your building yesterday, crying, asking to come home. Makeup ruined, shaking. She doesn't know what to do. She can't stop thinking about you. I read the message, fingers tight around my phone. For a moment, a flicker of pity tried to rise, but I crushed it. I had to. She had chosen Derek over me, over us. And now Derek was gone, friends turned away, colleagues whispered behind her back. She had no one. And I, finally, had everything I needed. My focus, my life, my calm. And for the first time, when she begged me, when she wept for my forgiveness, I felt nothing. Nothing but clarity, nothing but strength. Karma had begun. And I was watching it unfold, quietly, fully aware that the scales had finally tipped. I met Mia at the small cafe near my apartment. She slid a folded envelope across the table, her eyes soft but hesitant. She asked me to give this to you, Mia said quietly. I didn't read it. I thought, you should. I took the envelope, feeling the weight of it, my hands slightly shaking. Thanks, I said. You don't have to read it, Mia added gently. I just thought you might want to know. I will, I replied, voice firm. I unfolded the letter, the paper crinkling softly in my fingers. I don't know where to start. I've lost myself, and I've lost you. I wanted attention. I wanted to feel seen. Derek, he was there when I felt lonely, but it wasn't love. I never deserved you. I never appreciated what you gave me. I'm sorry, truly sorry. Please, if you can, forgive me. I paused, the words burning into me. My chest ached, but not with longing. It was something deeper, a release I didn't know I needed. I know it's too late. I know I broke everything. But I can't stop thinking about you, and I wish. I wish I could undo it all. Please, I beg you, don't hate me completely. I'll never ask you to come back, I just needed to say it. The letter fell from my hands, and I stared at the table, trembling. She's finally honest, I whispered to myself. Mia reached across, touching my hand. It's okay to feel. It doesn't mean you're weak. I nodded, tears spilling down my face. But these weren't tears for her, they were tears for me. For every sleepless night, every betrayal, every time I blamed myself. For finally letting go. Later that evening, I sat in my apartment, the letter on the coffee table. Lena came by, holding 2 cups of tea. Mind if I sit? She asked. Not at all, I said, voice still thick. She handed me a cup. I heard about the letter. I read it, I said, swallowing hard. And I cried. But not because I want her back. I cried because I can finally let go. That's healthy, Lena said, sitting across from me. It's closure, in its own way. I always thought I had to carry everything. The marriage, the problems, the guilt, all of it. And I did, until now. I let out a shaky breath. Now. I feel lighter. Ryan called later, and I didn't hesitate to pick up. Hey, I said, voice cracking a little. Hey, man. You okay? He asked immediately. I think so, I admitted. I got the letter from Emily today. It was emotional. But I finally feel like I can breathe again. That's good, Ryan said, relief in his voice. You needed that. It's like purging everything that's been holding you down. Exactly, I said, finally letting myself smile a little. It's like I've been carrying stones in my chest, and now, they're gone. Good, he said warmly. Now you can rebuild. Focus on yourself. You've earned it. I hung up and looked at the letter again. I folded it carefully, setting it aside. It wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about hate. It was about truth, and my truth was that I was free. The next morning, Mr. Hale, my boss, stopped by my desk briefly. You seem more focused lately, he said with a small smile. Good to see you back to yourself. Thanks, I replied, feeling grounded. The office felt steady, predictable, safe, everything I needed right now. Later, Lena stopped by again, smiling softly. You're handling this so well. I can see it, how strong you've become. I couldn't have done it without you, I said. Without Ryan, without you, without realizing I can finally stand on my own. Lena nodded. You deserve peace, happiness, and to finally live for yourself. I stared out the window, thinking about the letter, about Emily, about everything that had happened. The pain had been intense, the betrayal sharp, but now it was over. I smiled faintly. Not for her. Not for Derek. For me. I was letting go, finally, completely, and nothing, no tears, no apologies, no regrets, could take that away. I agreed to meet her, not for her, not because I wanted to hear apologies, but because I needed to close this chapter myself. The cafe was quiet when I arrived, the smell of coffee grounding me. Emily was already there, hands twisting in her lap, eyes red and puffy. I'm glad you came, she whispered, voice trembling. I'm here, I said, keeping my tone even. But don't expect me to forgive you just because we're talking. She nodded, biting her lip. I know. I need you to hear me. Please. I stayed silent, letting her gather courage. I ruined everything, she began, tears spilling over. I ruined us. I ruined my life. I never meant to. God, I wanted attention. I was lonely. I thought I could have him and still have you. I was selfish. I don't know how to fix this. I can't stop thinking about what I've done. Her hands shook as she reached toward me. I'm so sorry. I never wanted to hurt you. I wish I could undo it all. I heard you the first time, I said softly, but firmly. Emily, look at me. Her gaze lifted, pleading, desperate. Please, please tell me there's a way back. That we can fix this. I leaned back, shaking my head. You need to understand something. You didn't just hurt me. You broke the person I was. I lost myself because of you. I carried our marriage, our life, on my shoulders while you threw it away. Her body shivered, tears streaming freely. I know. I know. I've cried every day, every night. I think about it constantly. I wish I could change it. I wish I could go back. Please, I'm begging you. No, I said, cutting her off. We're done. We're finished. You need to live with what you chose. I need to live with what I've learned. She sobbed, collapsing slightly into her chair. I can't believe I lost you. I can't believe I ruined everything. I'm so sorry, truly. I never deserved you. I know, I said, voice steady. And that's the point. You didn't deserve me. And I don't want to return to the person I was before this, trusting blindly, loving without boundaries, giving everything while receiving betrayal in return. Her shoulders shook violently. I'll do anything to make this right. I shook my head again. You can't. Not this time. Not for me. Not for us. What happened has changed me. What happened has changed you. And we can't go back. She fell silent, only quiet sobs filling the small space between us. I felt no satisfaction in watching her break. This wasn't revenge. This wasn't triumph. It was release. I hope you heal, I said finally, voice softer. I hope you learn from this. I hope you find some way to forgive yourself. But I can't be part of that journey. Not anymore. I understand, she whispered, though her tone was choked with anguish. I needed to say it. And you did, I said. Now, we leave it here. I can walk away. You can begin to rebuild yourself, too. But we are done. Forever. She didn't respond, only nodded slowly, tears wetting her hands as she pressed them to her face. I stood, pulling my coat around me. Goodbye, Emily, I said. Goodbye, she managed to whisper, barely audible. Walking out of the cafe, I felt a strange weight lift from my chest. This was final, not anger, not hatred, not regret. Just clarity. I had faced her, faced the pain, and spoken the truth. She had seen her mistakes, and I had reclaimed myself. The last time I saw her cry, I knew I was free. Free from betrayal, free from lies, and finally, free to live my life for me. I never thought I'd feel this light again, but months of distance, of silence, of forcing myself to breathe through the heartbreak, had started to pay off. I met Lena more often now, not at work, not just for small talk, but intentionally. Coffee, walks, the occasional movie. We laughed more than I had in months, and every time, it felt like a small stitch sewing the whole Emily left behind. You're smiling, Lena said one evening, brushing a strand of hair from her face as we walked through the park. And it's real. I think I am, I admitted, my voice quieter than usual. Feels strange, actually. Normal, even. Normal's not bad, she said, nudging my shoulder lightly. You've been through hell. You deserve some normal. Her words hit me harder than I expected. You know, I didn't think I'd get here, I said. I didn't think I'd ever trust someone again. Not after everything. She stopped, looked at me with those steady, compassionate eyes. Trust doesn't come easy, she said softly. And it shouldn't. But sometimes, it's worth risking again. I swallowed, feeling the weight of honesty settle in. I want to try. With you. Her smile was small, almost shy. I want that too. But we'll take it slow, okay? No rush. Slow is fine, I said, smiling back. Slow feels safe. Over the next few weeks, our friendship deepened into something I hadn't allowed myself to hope for: dates that weren't rushed, conversations that weren't forced, laughter that felt like medicine. Lena had a gentle way of noticing the little things: how I liked my coffee, which books made me think too much, which songs reminded me of better times. She noticed me, really noticed me, and it reminded me what it felt like to be alive again. One evening, as we walked past the little bookstore near her apartment, I glanced at Ryan's text on my phone: "Man, you look alive for the first time in years. Keep it up." I laughed aloud, shaking my head. He's not wrong, I said, turning to Lena. I feel alive. Really alive. She squeezed my hand, and I didn't pull away. Instead, I let the warmth of her presence anchor me. A few days later, my phone buzzed again. Emily. I froze. I'm glad you're happy. I'm sorry for everything. I stared at the screen for a long moment. The impulse to reply was strong, but I didn't. Not a word. Not because I wanted to be cruel, but because I didn't need to. I wasn't hers anymore. I wasn't broken. I was free. Everything okay? Lena asked, noticing my hesitation. Yeah, I said, slipping the phone into my pocket. Better than okay. Everything's fine. She tilted her head, studying me. You mean it? I do, I said firmly. For the first time in months, I mean it. We walked a little farther, the city lights reflecting on wet pavement after a light drizzle. The air smelled fresh, and for once, I noticed it, not as background noise, not as a reminder of loss, but as a promise of something new. Tom wants to meet us for dinner next week, Lena said suddenly. He's my brother. I think you'd like him. Don't worry, he's not as intense as me. I laughed, feeling a flutter of excitement I hadn't realized I'd missed. I'd like that, I said. Really? It'll be nice. We spent the rest of the evening walking, talking, planning nothing and everything at once. I noticed how my chest felt lighter, how my laugh was easier, how I wasn't constantly measuring every word or worrying about betrayal. Months ago, I thought happiness was a foreign country I'd never visit again. Now, it felt like home. As we said goodbye that night, Lena looked up at me with a soft smile. Good night. Sleep well. Tomorrow's another day. Good night, I replied, feeling something I hadn't in a long time: hope. Real, steady, undeniable hope. And for the first time in what felt like forever, I believed that life could be beautiful again. I never thought I'd feel this kind of peace. Not months ago, not when every morning felt like a weight pressing me into the floor. Losing Emily had almost broken me completely, but it also forced me to rebuild, piece by piece, brick by brick. You've changed, Lena said softly as we walked along the lakeside trail, our fingers entwined. Her eyes held that familiar mixture of warmth and mischief, and I realized she wasn't just noticing, it mattered to her. I had to, I admitted, glancing at my reflection in the water. There was no other way. I almost lost myself. Emily, she made sure of that. Lena squeezed my hand gently. But you found yourself again. I did, I said, letting the words linger. And not just me. I've learned to live for myself. I'm calmer now, stronger, more confident. I don't chase approval anymore. You look different, she said, smiling. Not like someone hiding. Like someone finally, free. I laughed lightly, a sound that surprised me with its ease. Free. That's exactly it. I spent so long bending, breaking, forgiving, all for someone who didn't see me. I can't do that anymore. Not for anyone. Lena tilted her head, studying me. Do you ever think about her? Sometimes, I admitted, staring at the still lake ahead. But it's different now. I think about what I lost, and what I gained. Pain is inevitable, but it doesn't control me anymore. I control it. I decide how it shapes me. She nodded, squeezing my hand again. You've grown. I see it. You're whole in a way I never expected. I was broken for a long time, I said quietly. But breaking isn't the end. It's just a beginning. I had to let the worst happen to see what I'm capable of. Losing everything taught me that strength isn't loud. It's quiet. It's patient. It's surviving the storms and choosing not to be defined by them. Lena laughed softly. You talk like a philosopher now. I like it. I've earned the perspective, I said with a smirk. Every sleepless night, every tear, every confrontation, it all led here. Not to bitterness, not to anger, but to clarity. I know who I am. I know what I deserve. And I won't settle for less. She leaned her head against my shoulder, and I felt the gentle rhythm of her breathing, the warmth of her presence, and the stillness of the moment. And what do you want now? I took a deep breath, looking out at the water reflecting the last of the evening sun. I want to live. Really live. Not just survive. I want laughter that isn't forced, love that's honest, and days that matter. I want peace. You have it, Lena whispered. And we'll share it together. I smiled, squeezing her hand. Yes. Together. For the first time in years, I didn't feel the pull of regret or the sting of betrayal. Emily's memory didn't haunt me, it was a shadow that reminded me of the man I used to be, the lessons I had learned, and the person I chose to become. Do you miss her? Lena asked quietly. I won't lie, I admitted, my voice firm. There's a part of me that remembers. But I don't wish to return. Not to her, not to that pain. I honor what we had, and let it stay in the past. It's a chapter, not the book. She nodded again, resting her head closer. I'm glad you're here. With me. Fully you. I am, I said, feeling the words resonate deep in my chest. And I'll keep being me. Stronger, wiser, calmer. Not defined by loss, but by choice. We stood there for a long while, watching the sun dip below the horizon, the water still, reflecting a sky painted with gold and violet. The wind was soft, the world quiet. For the first time, I wasn't fighting for control or seeking answers. I was simply present. I held Lena's hand a little tighter, feeling the warmth, the trust, the love that was honest and unshakable. My heart was still, yet full. My past was acknowledged but no longer a shackle. And I finally understood, losing everything didn't make me weak. It made me whole.